Yeah, I thought I'd do a quick video on how to optimize your sniper build. So, this is my true solo build. I run this essentially for, well, most things, honestly. The only difference is when I'm playing with someone, with a team that really, really knows what they're doing, I change it up slightly. So let's go through what we've got, and I'll kind of explain how it works. Now, number one, I use block break. I know a lot of people that rely more on their knife. They use melee mastery, and then they'll also use adaptability for more melee damage. And the reason they'll do that is because they're running a block knife for boss damage. This build does not do that. It's probably not as good against bosses. This is not meant to be a boss build. This is meant to be a true solo build. But keep that in mind. So we've got these. We've got lethal efficiency, which is obvious. I'm not even going to talk about it. Marksmanship. Now, this is where things get interesting. So in this build, I'm running marksmanship instead of true or squad renewal. The reason for this is that for true solo, you need marksmanship to hit certain breakpoints. If you have a tactical on your team that is running the right team perk that's running 15% extra damage, then you don't need this. You could probably run squad renewal for even faster ability recharge or precision targeting. Squad renewal is preferred if you have any teammates that are running a bolt weapon or anything that can do headshots. Now, renewal is a different choice than most people take because most people take purification. The reason is that if you manually cloak, you get all of your contested health back. So you can essentially get everything. If you've taken a ton of damage, you can cloak and shrug it off and be instantly healed to full. This build that I'm showing you now relies on running below 30% health the entire time. So we're rocking renewal, which gives us 15% more cloak charge, which means we can stay cloaked longer. Finally, we go to targeted shot. We want to cloak as many times as possible because we can, with every targeted shot, we can one-shot range Majoris or incapacitate a melee one, or multiple if they're lined up. Lingering concealment. With this perk, you can make 3 or 4 sniper shots while cloaked. So you kill one, and then you make 3 or 4 shots. You bounce between targets to get as many headshots as possible. And then you could potentially set up an execute right as cloak ends to get right back into cloak again to finish those previously hit targets off. Finally, we're going emergency override. I mentioned I was running at 30% or lower. That's why we're not going pattern of excellence, because we would die. I want to run this. I'm not manly enough yet. Hopefully I'll be there soon. But for now, I need that when you receive lethal damage, it's a cheat death is what it's called for those who play WoW. You essentially become invulnerable for 5 seconds, cooldown's 180 seconds. So this is what happens if you mess up. You never need health kits with this build if you manage it right. You can leave them for your teammates or just skip them altogether. You're going to get a lot more health kits spawned because you're running at 30% health, but you don't necessarily need them if you play it right. Finally, these are all pretty self-explanatory. One I will mention is Versatile Precision. This is the God perk. You get 15% of your primary weapon ammo back every 15 seconds. This is a last fusel build, and how we build, that means that we get 3 to 4 rounds back every 15 seconds. Let's go ahead and explain the build itself. So these are the main perks. This one is Adamant Velocity. This is the one that you necessarily need for this build to work. This is how you speedrun, and this is how you compete with damage with heavies, maybe even beat them in the right scenarios. When your health is below 30%, shots charge 25% faster. We stay under 30% all the time. We then run over to HP. Now, this is what allows you to take Cathalamor Crusade instead of the Rate of Fire variant, Ophelian Liberation. I know some guys who swear by this weapon. I can tell you that I always run out of ammo with it. Maybe that's a skill issue on my part, or maybe I just do more damage in certain areas because I'm killing more targets because I have more ammo to spend, where they have to spend time conserving. But Here's where we go here. When you're going for true solo, you build all of these. You have to have all of these for every single one you do anyway. So we're going to start with that. For true solo, we go down and we grab increased capacity, both stacks. If you have only one, that means you have 26% or 26 ammo, and you only get 3 last fusel shots returned by your prestige perk. If you have both, then you get 4 shots returned. That's kind of a big difference. Then you'll want this headshot one, because headshots deal 10% more damage. This is what you need for the breakpoint. So you need that perk. If you're running with a team that has a tactical with the range damage perk, you could potentially drop this for, well, actually, you don't even need that. You can still do this. You could drop the ammo perk for terminus damage. If you have a really insanely good team, you could drop both ammo perks and get all of these damage perks. Does that help against Majoris enemies? Probably not. It does help against bosses, though, and the sniper is not very good against bosses. So, there's that. Keep it in mind. Cool. So, that's the last fusel. You'll notice I've got instant health. This can be really good and really bad. Generally, I try to use this to stay at 25 to 30% health whenever I can. You do this by killing as many tiny gaunts as possible. Usually you try to kill gaunts just by being close to a Majoris that dies and allowing that to kill the gaunts, but this can do that too. The problem is when you are at 30% health and you kill 3 enemies, that brings you to 35% health, which then makes you shoot slower. You'll have to take damage to get back down to 30%. This is why I run my bolt pistol. You can run heavy or regular. Regular actually works really well for this too, but I like the heavy because I am a better shot, and I don't use up all the ammo, and I don't necessarily need to rely on spamming shots to get lots and lots of kills. So I run this without the health perk because I don't need healing. I don't want it. I need a weapon that does not heal when I kill lots of stuff. So I drop the healing perk off of this one. I go straight down. I'm not going to explain all these. You can look at them yourself if you want. They're pretty self-explanatory. This is really just there to get headshots anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. We drop the healing because we need an option to kill lots and lots of gaunts when there's no Majoris around, and we're near 30% health. So that's what we use this for. And that's why we have that extra penetration in there to kill as many gaunts as possible when you get stuck in that weird situation. It's still better than knife for most scenarios. Finally, fencing knife. That's right. I use fencing. The build doesn't matter. It's there to set up headshots with your sniper rifle. What happens is you get a true parry, you cloak fire, and that will kill a Majoris in most cases. If not, this will actually allow you to Raveners too. You can get a true parry, cloak, and then get a headshot on the Ravener, and possibly 2 or 3, killing it before it can react. That is a huge time saver. Cloaking against lictors, however, is going to screw you up because you're going to parry, and as you cloak, it will also cloak. So if you are parrying a lictor, parry it, and then just get in its face and then head shoot it. Then gun strike it. That way you could potentially one combo a lictor as well. That's pretty neat, isn't it? So yeah, that's the whole build. I'm going to take a second to show off exactly how it works. Keep in mind that this is me explaining it. This is not a true speedrun attempt, so expect sloppy gameplay. You're going to have to sit through me on the whole ride because I'm too lazy to actually cut the video but I will try to add a checkpoint as to some interesting spots if I feel it's necessary. So you'll notice that timer in the lower right-hand corner. That is Live Split. It's an application for PC. It's how I time my runs. And what I do is I skip the thing, and then I hit 1 on my numpad to start the timer. So that's how that works. I recommend it for anyone who wants to time their runs. Now, typically try to roll. You'll see we've got a lot of different Majoris here. what we're going to do is we are going to blow ourselves up. We're going to hit ourselves with 2 grenades, hopefully. There we go, perfect. Where you are from the epicenter depends on how much damage you take, and now I'm at 25% exactly. Now, in this, I think I can get probably 3 kills, or maybe even 4 before Cloak ends. So let's try it. 1, 2. You see I bounce between them because that allows me to... You see now my Cloak's back again. And if you time that right, you can do so many different shots. And I'm just kind of pointing and clicking. Eventually I'm going to need a pistol kill, so we'll do that right here. There we go. And now I've got more ammo back, and I can keep doing this. And this is the general gameplay. You'll see he's blocking, but he's still dead. That was a perfect example of that. And now this guy's going to fire a bunch. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to keep going. Generally speaking, you don't want to spend too much time on Minoris. See, now I killed him, and all the Minoris around him are dead. You'll see that I'm actually at very low health right now. That's fine. This is, again, just for demonstration. Skip him for a second, try to get a little bit more health back. You see I got a little bit more. And that guy's going to chase me. I don't necessarily need to fight him yet. If he tries to call an alarm, I will fight him. Or he'll despawn. That works even better. This guy's still alive, so we need to finish him off. Get a little quick pistol kill. And more health. See? Check that out. When you get really good with the sniper rifle, you can do what I did there and not even have to aim up. You just have to know where the shot comes from on your body. No GNC, that's fine. I'm hoping that we get a Lictor spawn here so I can show you what that looks like. More health if we want it. And now we don't want any more. We can shoot anything to get that ammo back, including flowers or barrels, etc. I'm going to try and get a quick kill there to get a quicker kill there. I swear that hit him, but whatever. Now you'll see that I still got 18 rounds of ammo left, despite the fact that I've been spamming it pretty heavily. We're going to cloak to not take too much damage. Taking damage doesn't really matter because we can heal it back pretty quick for the most part. And every once in a while you want to get a parry in to keep your armor up so these little termagants don't like... Oh, see? Now we're at a problem. I've taken too much damage. I have to take this hit. And there we go. I healed too much. I healed almost 50% from that. There. And look at that. We're already through the jungle. There's another kill. See how I parried that? And I died because apparently my cheat death was off. But that's the basic gist of it. Yeah, so you saw how fast I got through the jungle. I was there through 3 minutes and 30, which is pretty fast. If a boss spawns in there, you can actually kind of skip it in many cases if you can cloak and bring it to a new area. If it has nothing to aggro to, sometimes it will completely despawn. So what you do is you run through the jungle and you try to cloak as much as possible to make it disappear as it's chasing you. If it enters a new area and it has nothing to kill, it will just disappear. So that's the build. Let me know what you think. I think it's possibly the best, and I think with a little bit of tweaking, it could be a real runner for even some team builds, because you can get a lot of boss damage out of it if you have a lot of teammates to allow you to be more choosy with what you shoot. All right, have a good one.